Leroy, you've got very lonely eyes. You've got a face like a poorly attended birthday party.
Simon, you look like a crackhead 3 months out of rehab.
Leroy, you've got a very, very big nose. People climb that for charity. There are currently 2 people lost in it right now waiting for the helicopter to come back.
Simon, you're right.
Leroy, you've got hair like a...
Stop. You cannot mention hair when you're walking around like Fritz stick.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You look like a unattended candy floss store.
Simon, your knees look like you're giving out blowjobs.
I thought I recognised you.
Yeah. So obviously we're talking about Swansea and Cardiff. Do you want to start? Because you're obviously in the lower division, so you can punch up.
Yeah. I was obviously worried about doing this video because I knew that the Cardiff fans would lynch me up, but it's not hard to hide from 2 people.
2 people? Okay. How is the championship these days?
It's a lot better now you're not there, obviously.
Yeah, of course we've gone up there. Well, obviously that's just recent, this is happening now, but I want to talk about history and things like that. So we've obviously won the FA Cup, and you were in possession of the Mickey Mouse Cup, I believe?
Yeah, that's right. We were in the Europa Cup. Yeah, it was a good season. That's our little Premier League stay there. If I remember rightly, your last Premier League stay, you were playing in red and calling yourself the Red Dragons.
No, it wasn't the Red Dragons.
No. You look like a Sunday League version of a local Chinese restaurant.
That's interesting, because your new manager was managing the Sunday League last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. To be fair, I lived in Scandinavia. I am going to clue who the bloke is.
What's his name, actually? Because I've never heard of him before.
It's Graham Potter.
Okay. Was he teaching last year or something?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. I can see the anger. I can see the Swansea anger, but you can't obviously articulate it because you're from Swansea.
I mean, our manager is relatively unknown, but at least he's the right size of 60. Your club is literally run by a pensioner. I've heard that he writes his team sheet with a quill.
Okay, that's fair, but I do not appreciate your ageist remarks there, but I suppose that's just Swansea for you.
End of season party, he's at Mega Bingo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
He's scared to go in the toilets because he thinks the hand dryer is witchcraft.
You would know that about Swansea, wouldn't you? So let's talk other things about Swansea. Obviously, we've got quite famous players from Cardiff. So we've got obviously Gareth Bale, we've got Ryan Giggs from Cardiff.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about players, when you were in the Premier League, your star striker, I believe, was Andreas Cornelius, £8 million. How many goals did he score?
Same as Boney last year.
Oh, yeah.
The one you bought
Boney
back.
scored a few. I think Cornelius scored 0, so that means that Peter Schmeichel, the Manchester United goalkeeper, has scored more goals than your star striker in the Premier League.
Okay, in the Premier League. Yeah, okay. How many players have you actually bought and then loaned out straight away because they just couldn't handle living with the riffraff in Swansea?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
No offence to you or your family.
No, it's just fine. Like, but I'd definitely sort of rather live in Swansea than Cardiff. I've heard that.
Come on, come on. Number one, we've got buildings on both sides of the road, so don't even try that nonsense with us.
Cardiff is so poor, you can get finance on a 99p cheeseburger at McDonald's.
Okay, we need to get this. Cardiff is poor. Should we go to Swansea right now and see, we chuck a penny and see how quickly people... Yeah, come on now. What have you got going on in your city?
So how long were you in the Premier League last time?
It was 1 year.
I've had sex longer than your stay in the
You've
Premier
had
League.
sex for 1 year?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder your knees have worn down.
Sorry, just going to be a bit of a stretch here, just start. Oh, bit of a swim away there, mate. Swim away.
Is that a racial thing? Or black people?
I hope not.
Me neither. Funny enough though, because obviously Swansea is getting more multicultural. I actually went to university in Swansea back in 2002, and officially for 6 months I was the blackest person in Swansea.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Mate, I'm this colour and I'm the blackest person in Swansea at the moment.
Exactly. Well, it's getting darker there, obviously, with the fake tans and everything like that there, but yeah.
So I'm not saying that people in Cardiff are stupid, but a lot of them believe you can only watch Sky +1 if you've got company.
There was a report recently about a foul smell in Swansea. Did you see it in the news? And Swansea officially stinks. So I like to think, obviously, you go to Port Talbot, and Port Talbot stinks.
Yeah.
But Port Talbot's almost like the foot bath when you go into the swimming pool to prepare you for the stench what Swansea's going to have.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I actually read a report as well that because the Cardiff prisons are full, they've started handing out Cardiff City season tickets as a corporate punishment.
Anything for attendance,
yeah. So I actually got in touch with Cardiff City goalkeeper Lee Camp recently because I was feeling a bit erotic and I wanted him to come over and take a picture of me naked. When we developed the picture, he'd missed my balls. And I also got in touch with him because I was putting a musical together of Passion of the Christ. Had to sack him, kept dropping the crosses.
Do you know I was going to get in touch with the Swansea players, but I wouldn't know who they are. We're in the Premier League, mate, so that argument is settled, firstly.
Hasn't it been 10 years? Wasn't it 10 years was the last time you were in a higher division than us? Think of that, 10 years ago, Neil Warnock was only 122. Swansea
does have nice beaches. You have quite picturesque views and things like that. But then obviously you've got things like Wine Street, just to balance it out. You know? So to explain to people who have never been to Wine Street, I'll do it for you. Wine Street, or Swansea in general, is like Poundland built a theme park.
So I'm not saying that Cardiff is a shithole, but when I was a kid and we were in school and we used to do harvest, we'd just send our food directly up the M4.
Would you? Yeah. When you were in school? Yeah. We all know that you've got no education.
This morning, when I was on my way up here, I went to the ticket machine and selected a ticket to Cardiff. It asked me if I was sure 3 times. And then when I selected yes, invited a psychologist over to ask me if I was okay.
To the capital city of Wales? Okay, sure. So let's talk about like sporting events and things like that. Obviously we've had the Champions League final here. Yeah. We've had Anthony Joshua fighting here, the home of Welsh rugby. I've noticed the biggest sporting event in Swansea recently was when the aeroplanes just flew straight past.
That is true.
It's like, fuck it, we're not going anywhere near this shithole. Do we have any bombs, perhaps?
I was talking about bombs, actually. I've heard that Cardiff is one of the only places where you have protesters for a nuclear war because it tidied the place out a bit.
Really? Come on now. People, you know the difference between Cardiff and Swansea. Come on. Seriously? The streets are paved with gold compared to Swansea.
It's not gold, mate. It's piss.
It's piss, okay. Caroline Street, yeah. So what is the national, I suppose, or the local clothing of Swansea? Because I've always thought there was like tracksuits and loafers.
Tracksuits and loafers?
Yeah.
I've heard that Cardiff is technically a fire hazard because of the amount of shell suits.
This is 1981. Shell suits. Obviously you guys are years behind us, but come on, shell suits. It's poppers. Obviously we've got this local beef Cardiff Swansea, but the important thing is the Wales are playing Ireland soon. Yeah. So I'm going to go to the game. Do you want to come along to the game?
Yeah, man, let's have a beer.
Yeah, let's do this, yeah. Do you have any sanitizer? I walked you into that.